Copy. And if you're with us online, we're following a high-speed pursuit. A suspect took that patrol car. We believe in the north end of the San Fernando Valley. Didn't have that confirmed. They have a name of the suspect. We're not releasing that, but we do understand he has some mental health issues. May want to, according to one report, be involved in a suicide by police officer. That was not confirmed, but we did hear that report. They had talked, we believe, to family members to get that information. But we understand that this was up to 100 miles an hour or more at some point on the 5 freeway. Then got onto the 138. We're headed into the Lancaster area, the west end of Lancaster, if you will. Up to 100 miles an hour on the freeway, into oncoming traffic at one point in time, and then brandishing a weapon at the officers. They said he had an AK-47 on board, and they believe possibly a shotgun. So as we open up out of this shot, you can tell, open a little bit further, there's a patrol car behind him. And I'm pausing for a moment. Jay, are you trying to get a hold of me? Do you have a signal issue? All right, well, I'll go in the blind. I'm not sure. I heard something that maybe we have a signal issue, but there are several patrol cars behind this. They don't have an air unit overhead right now. Jay, if you can hear me, are you trying to get me information about our signal? Is that what I'm hearing over and over again? Please let me know. At this point in time, we are on the 138. We're headed eastbound out towards the Lancaster area. You can see 90 miles an hour. And boy, it's dicey in a situation like this. Moments ago, we saw the vehicle go into oncoming lanes because it's just a 2-lane highway out in this area, and then swiftly get back into the right lane, into their lane. But authorities at this point in time, there you go, once again, accelerating to a high rate of speed. It looks like for no reason, possibly to get around a spike strip. I couldn't tell if they were going to put one down there or not. They've been talking about it. But all of a sudden, swerving out of the lane that he was in and then going into back into the other lane with several patrol cars right behind. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. All right, copy that, Jay. You say the cut-in is coming up. Can you talk to me on microwave, please? All right, well, it looks like we're going to have a live cut-in here in a moment. Having some communication issues. It gets difficult when you get too far out from some of the mountaintops where we have repeaters. But certainly a dicey situation. We've had extremely high rates of speed. And we're coming up on an intersection here in a moment where the vehicle is going to be traveling past other vehicles that are stopped. It's going to be kind of narrow. There's a big rig here. Looks like construction going on. And the westbound traffic is sort of stopped there. You see him swerving into the westbound lane headed eastbound on the 138, all of a sudden having to get back because staying in that lane, there's a construction vehicle. You see that come into sight. And then you see all those trucks and other vehicles behind. Looks like he's going to try and go around the right shoulder here to get around that semi. And it's extremely difficult for the other patrol cars to really stay behind him in a situation like this. They may try and do that. More than likely, they'll wait for a time to go around that semi that is now pulling off to the shoulder, and they're going to be able to get right back behind him once again. But it's a dangerous situation. You have someone who's unstable. They've stole a patrol car. They've traveled into oncoming traffic at speeds up to 100 miles an hour. We understand they know who this individual is. They do believe he has mental health issues, possibly armed with a shotgun and an AR-15. We believe those weapons were brandished at the officers. We heard that communication ongoing. And now we just have a high-speed pursuit of a patrol car that has been stolen, that CHP vehicle. At this point in time, you know, the other patrol cars really aren't anxious to get right behind this vehicle. Obviously, the individual's armed. I did hear a call go out from one of the officers, the lead officer behind this, to try and get an idea how much fuel they believe inside the patrol car, trying to get a hold of the officer at the scene of what may have been an accident where the vehicle was actually stolen. So that'll give them some type of idea how long this could actually go on. Now, we'll be in the Lancaster area if we continue at this rate of speed, probably Palmdale, Lancaster area in the next 4 or 5 minutes. But up ahead, there's going to be another intersection here, and I can't quite tell if there might be a spike strip laid out. Although at this intersection, it would be difficult because if the car swerved at these speeds, there are a lot of vehicles at this intersection. It looks like possibly CHP is here. Widen up a little bit. We get a little bit of an idea when we come to this intersection. I can't tell if the reason traffic is stopped is because CHP is there and they put out a spike strip, but it's very possible that is the case. You see that intersection on the right side of your screen. I'm not sure why all those vehicles are stopped and if that's a CHP motor unit there, and they're going to put out a spike strip. That very well could be the case, but it looks like they want to stop traffic from heading or continuing into this patrol car. It looks like it's slowing down quite a bit. There may be a spike strip out there. They may try and get around it. There we go. I'm ready to join Philip whenever he comes on. Marcel, could you tell if the spike strip was hit there? There was not one. So it doesn't appear that a spike strip was actually hit there, although that appeared to have been a good opportunity. Suspect did slow down, and it appears only the driver on board the vehicle. Yeah, Philip, crazy high-speed pursuit. If I can let the transmission know we have a mixed minus, we have that echo. We're trying to get rid of that if we can. But this started, we believe, Philip, down in the Santa Clarita, Newhall area, possibly after an accident. And then the suspect jumping on board this vehicle, the patrol car, getting up to speeds of 100 miles an hour onto the 5 freeway, now onto the 138, headed out into that Palmdale, Lancaster area. Now, we do have some information about the driver. The authorities do know who this individual is. They do know, or we did hear, that the suspect branded possibly an AR-15 and a shotgun at officers, so that really gives them some hesitation and some pause. Slowing down here just a bit, but also we had some information that the suspect has mental health issues. We were able to go in very tight a few moments ago on the vehicle, and it doesn't look like there's anybody on board the vehicle except for the suspect, except for the driver. Now, we're on the 138, and they have tried to stop traffic. We're headed eastbound. They tried to stop traffic on the westbound side because the suspect has been going around vehicles into oncoming traffic, and there have been a couple of close calls. We're going to come up on another intersection here in a moment, Philip, and when we do get over this intersection, it may be an opportunity for CHP to try a spike strip. But if the vehicle's traveling at this high rate of speed, we've had it up to 100 miles an hour, it's obviously slowed quite a bit now, but at this rate of speed, when you throw out a spike strip, if there are other vehicles around, that can get pretty dangerous. But coming up here in just a moment, you'll see the intersection I'm talking about, Philip, but certainly a dangerous pursuit here, a crazy high-speed pursuit, and we've had a couple of close calls already. Yeah, Philip, that could be good. I think, yeah, we do believe they got him with a spike strip. And fortunately, he slowed down enough so that they could throw that out. At high rates of speed, I'm not sure they would have done that because of the other vehicles that were there. But if we go in tight, we should start to see those tires slowly go down. More than likely, they're run flats on that patrol car. But slowly but surely, it did look like he hit the spike strip. If that is the case, then we should see the flat tires show up here pretty quickly. Jay, are you telling me he did not hit the spike strip? So it sounds like from the information we're getting, Philip, unfortunately they missed with that spike strip. So we really do have a dangerous situation on our hands still, and especially, Philip, as we continue headed eastbound. You know, the neighborhood out here is pretty sparse, but as we continue out towards the 14, that's going to change, and we hate to see these types of speeds in a desperate situation like this when you have, you know, innocent people out on the roadways. The 138 is basically Avenue D. It turns into Avenue D, Lancaster Road, and it does eventually, if you continue eastbound, run into the 14. But the patrol cars have backed off of it at this point in time. Nope. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We had some audio issues there for a moment, but I believe the spike strip did hit it, even though we didn't think it did initially. We had a report they thought he missed it, and we got that out to you. But if that left tire goes, hopefully this will slowly slow